What up? You already know what time it is. It's Wall Street Hit My Line time, and I'm very glad that all of you are joining me right now to listen in on my discussion, because this is a discussion about basketball, a dialogue on basketball, if you will. And today I want to talk about a bright spot for the Phoenix Suns, who have not had very many bright spots this season. The Suns are currently sitting at 28-32, which is good for 11th place in the Western Conference, sitting outside of the play-in seeding, which, for those of you who do not know, the play-in seeding is teams seeded 7 through 10. They will face off in a tournament in order to capture the last two remaining playoff spots, the 7 and 8 seeds. The top 6 in each conference are solidified in the playoffs once the regular season ends. So the play-in is to determine those last two teams. Now that I've dropped that knowledge on you, I want to talk about Ryan Dunn, who was the 28th overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft. Drafted by the Denver Nuggets, but wound up in Phoenix. And he is from New Hyde Park, New York. Shout out New York in the tri-state. He is a 6'6" small forward, weighing in at 216 pounds. And he is 22 years old. Recently turned 22 in January. Happy belated, Ryan. But I want to talk about Ryan Dunn because everyone knew, coming in, this dude's going to be a guy that's probably going to have to take a lot of spot-up shots for the Suns. And he has been a guy that takes threes. He's taken three threes a game, shooting 30%, though, so not great. He's got a lot of room to improve. 6 points per game, 3.1 rebounds per game, and just under 18 minutes per game as well. But what I have noticed in recent games with Ryan Dunn is he's locking in on defense. And this is a great thing because obviously I think when they got rid of traded Josh Okogie to Charlotte, they had a gap where their defense only got worse, right? I like how the Suns brought in Nick Richards. I like how the Suns, retained Royce O'Neal. But I think Ryan Dunn is longer, both in terms of wingspan and height, than Royce O'Neal. And he's more athletic. And he's, one of those late first-round picks. He wants to make a statement. He wants to make his name in the league. And I think by locking in on defense every night, that's what he's going to do, right? So if he can continue to lock in on defense like he's been doing, I'm watching the Timberwolves game versus the Suns right now in Phoenix. And Ryan's picking up 94 feet. That type of energy is great, and I think that's exactly what the Suns need because they're certainly not a defensive-oriented team right now. They need a lot more defense if they want to ever, find their way back into the play-in or playoffs, honestly, especially with, the rumors looming that Kevin Durant is probably going to get traded in the offseason. I would love to see how Ryan Dunn fits into this team going forward. I do not think the Suns are going to make the playoffs, but I do think the Suns can be a decent team next season. It just depends on what moves they make in the offseason. I think if they can get rid of Kevin Durant and bring in some nice pieces to surround Devin Booker, I think that would be good. I mean, the Suns were good, when they just had Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. And then, they wanted to get carried away with it, so they brought in Bradley Beal, they brought in Kevin Durant, they had to trade away Mikal Bridges, trade away Cam Johnson. You really decimate your team when you try to build up some super team and that doesn't even work out. So I think if they can kind of get back some more ancillary pieces and kind of build their team in a more well-rounded nature rather than just front-loading it with superstars, the Suns will be way better than they are right now, in my personal opinion. And I think Ryan Dunn will be a big part of that. I'm glad that the Suns took him, even though that he's, an older college player, if you will, right? Went to the University of Virginia. And, this is why I always say, man, you're going to find talent regardless if they're 18 years old or if they're 24 years old in the draft. You got to pick based on talent, right? You're going to find guys with potential. You're going to find guys with talent. you know, if it's a difference of a couple years, it's not that big of a deal. It's really just like, you know, there's plenty of dudes like out in the world, right, that look like they're 50, but they're 25. And then there's a ton of, you know, 50-year-olds that look like they're 25, right? Like, people age differently. People's bodies age differently. Like, it doesn't matter, right? So I just say pick the dude if he looks like he's going to be a good player. And more often than not, it works out. You got to keep things simple in life. You feel what I'm saying? But again, Ryan Dunn locking in on defense. He's making the most of his opportunities right now. He's got to get a better three-point shot. His free throw percentage is atrocious. He's shooting 44% from the free throw line, but he hasn't taken that many free throws so far this season. You know, he's only taken 0.5 free throws a game, and he's played 54 games, so he hasn't even taken like 30 free throws. He's got a lot of improving to do, but I do see the potential there. He plays hard, and that's the most important thing. As long as you're locking in and you really take pride in defending guys on the court, that's super important. So I think Phoenix is going to be happy the next couple of years from Ryan Dunn. I think he's going to continue to get better. He's just got to improve his shot, and you know, he'll be a true 3-and-D threat in no time. But let me know what you guys think, man. Do you think highly of Ryan Dunn? Do you think he's one of the better rookies in this class? Where do you think he's going to be a few years from now? Do you think he's going to get better? Do you think he's going to get worse? Let me know. I want to know. So please leave those comments down below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, hit me with a like, hit me with a subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I greatly appreciate you doing that. And without further ado, man, I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, all that. Enjoy that. You dig? I'm going to catch you guys later, though, man. Stay safe, handle business, stand on business. Peace out.